We're talking about a potentially a 30, 40-year window here. So there's a ton of things in your control, and there's a lot of things that are outside of your control.
So welcome everybody to this quick episode specifically for folks who are working at Cargill. I have with me today in the studio, Ben Robinson, one of our advisors who, Ben, you work a lot with Cargill folks. Yeah. I know you know a lot of what's going on there intimately, of all the details they're sorting through, the issues they're trying to deal with as they are what we call on the edge of retirement. But just real quick, I should probably, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Bob Brown. I'm one of the founders of Stonehouse, certified financial planner. And we do a ton of stuff in our office. A lot of it is for retirees or folks about to retire. And I want to give us a little bit of your background so they understand where you're coming from, Ben.
Yeah, sure thing. So I've been with Stonehouse here for about 3 years now. Yeah. And I'm a local guy. I grew up in Tunkhannock here on a farm with my grandpa and my parents. And I also, athletics has been a really important part to my life.
Yes. We all know that you're running by everything we see all the time. There goes Ben.
That's right. So yeah, and I just really enjoy this part of the business is helping folks, and helping the Cargill folks has been a really important part to my role here. So I really know that plan.
And it's funny, when people call from Cargill, they're usually calling for you. So let's talk about that for a second here. So we've got this, what are the things that, you know this, Ben? I'm telling this to the audience here. So when we oftentimes have folks that are going through specific things, if we can, we kind of streamline it the best way we can. And we put it together sort of a booklet form, easy walkthrough. So tell me how you're working with folks leaving Cargill or about to leave Cargill, how this booklet's helping you and how it's helping them.
Yeah, good question. So that booklet there is really kind of like a North Star as you're getting ready for retirement. Okay. What it is it's just a really terrific resource for you as you're heading into that retirement phase, or even if you're a couple years out. It's just a terrific way to look at a checklist that has a couple pages worth of things that you need to get ready for retirement.
Yeah, people love checklists, right?
Yeah. Well, some people probably don't, but I love them.
Well, yeah. It's good to check off the box.
Exactly.
Times, right?
It feels good.
Right. It also is good at helping you know what's next or what's coming down the pike that you got to get ready for.
Exactly. Yeah. So all those checklists in there are really important once you meet with an advisor, especially one at Stonehouse, because we'll take that information in and we offer a future you analysis, which is just a really comprehensive look at how ready are you for that retirement plan? And if you're off track, we'll give you some suggestions to get on track.
Okay. And so when I used that term earlier, edge of retirement, it sounds like a movie title, which is kind of exciting, but it can be exciting to be on the edge of retirement, but it can also be nerve-wracking, right? It's a big change. Most of the folks, especially at Cargill, they've been there for decades, right? And so this is something they want to not just all right, tomorrow I'm going to retire, right? There's a lot of pre-work that's needed to be done, right? So this book helps you walk through that. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. It talks about everything from creating a budget, getting your Social Security estimate, what your investment strategy is going to be, what your distribution strategy is going to be. A really important piece to understanding if you are ready for retirement is looking really detailed at your budget, detailed at your cash flow, because your cash flow is really important in retirement, because you have to look at things like your expenses, everything from debt to utilities to if you want to go on vacation.
To the fun stuff.
Yeah, all the fun stuff. And then healthcare is a really big one that people don't think about.
Yeah. So talk to me about the healthcare. Do you go into that with them as well? You start talking and prepping them for that, or at least give them an idea of what's headed down the pike?
For sure, yeah. So Cargill, once you do retire, once you do talk to your HR rep, you get your Cargill benefits packet. You have the ability to sign up for COBRA for 18 months. I have worked with probably half of the folks are around 65, so they are Medicare eligible.
Yeah.
So we work with a bunch of local folks to get you signed up for Medicare. So yeah, that part of the puzzle does come into play.
Yeah.
Not only cost, but getting you signed up for the right plan.
Ben, I like how you're talking about that, because I think that's super important for folks, because a lot of times they think of a financial advisor or planner as the guy or girl is going to help manage my money. Mm-hmm. But that's a big part of what we do, right? But getting all those other ducks in a row is a big part of it. So healthcare is a big piece.
Yeah.
And I know that you've already talked to me, or I know that you work with folks about the window if they want to sell some stock, mm-hmm. right? There's certain windows. You want to talk about that at all?
Yeah, sure. So within your ESOP plan, Cargill contributes Cargill specific stock. Cargill is a private company, so within your 401k plan and your ESOP plan, you're gifted Cargill stock, but you can only sell that stock at 4 times in the calendar year.
Okay.
So if you do retire and that stock isn't sold before you retire, you have to wait until that next window, which is generally every 3 months. So it's the last month of every quarter. For 2 weeks, you can sell it.
Okay.
So it's really important if you need some of that cash to have that money freed up. So all you do is call a Vanguard and have them sell that stock and then reinvest it into your specific investment plan.
Yeah. See, I like that, because people sometimes think, it doesn't really matter where I retire from. Money is money. I'll just go with an advisory firm or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But it does, depending on where you're leaving from, because some companies, P&G is an example, Cargill's an example, like you just said, there's little nuances that matter, mm-hmm. right? So if you don't know those details, you might miss an opportunity or have to have a delay, or in some cases, there's going to be some taxation issues, things like that. So I like that you know that. So I'm going to throw something else out to you that I didn't tell you about, but I think this is important, because I know you go through this with folks all the time. When they're on that edge of retirement, when they're like, I think I'm ready, whether it's you're burned out or you've just something you've been waiting for, you're excited about. I think people sometimes are expecting a black and white answer.
Yeah.
And that's really not what we do. We don't sit there and say, yes, all the math adds up. You're 100% go, right? Mm-hmm. We live in a world of probabilities. Yeah. So talk to me a second about the difference between, hey, it looks like a very high probability of success that you won't ever run out of money, versus I guess I want to say it's about putting the control and educating them on what they can control and what's sort of out of their control, right? So when you talk about that future you, what does that really do for them when they see that?
Yeah, for sure. So we're talking about potentially a 30, 40-year window here. So there's a ton of things in your control, and there's a lot of things that are outside of your control. So when we think about things, I like to think about things like you can only control the controllables, and you can't control a few things in your life. So
it sounds really obvious, but people don't really think that way. They feel like they should be able to control everything, right?
Yeah, totally. So when you think about things that you can control, a lot of times you can control your spending, for example. So spending is a big part of if a plan works or if it doesn't work. And things that you can't control are things potentially like how the stock market did last month, or stuff like that. That's outside of even our control.
Right.
But
politics.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of the financial markets, all those things we can't control.
Yeah. So things, when we do go through a future you analysis, it's really about, even if it's 100% probability of success, I like to show them scenarios that can really get them off track, because there are things that pop up in retirement, whether it's you're going through a health issue, extra expenses can I don't like the word derail, but it could kind of veer you in the wrong path. But then there's controllables that we show you in that plan that can get you back on the right path. Yeah,
and I think that's the key, right? Just letting people, sort of empowering them, right? Yeah. So they know, okay, this is in my control, and here's what here's what it looks like if I spend $10,000 less. That's I like the feeling people have when they walk out of those meetings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say some of my favorite moments at work are when we go through those future you analysis, and they've been working for 30 plus years, and they're like, I don't think I can retire. And then they walk out of that meeting feeling excited that it's sometimes not as far away as they think.
Yeah. And that's the financial piece is really only one part of it, right?
Yeah.
If you can show them how to retire, then there's the want to retire.
Yeah.
And some people still, even though we've shown them that they're good, they still want to work. Yeah. Right. But others are like, get me out.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's in a different spot. So that's great.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we're supposed to try to keep this under 10 minutes, but is there anything else we haven't covered that you wanted to touch on?
No. Yeah. I think a couple just standard tips. I like to help folks with when you think about a sustainable distribution from your retirement plan, you think of the 4% rule. If you can live off of 4% off of your investment assets, that's a sustainable distribution. I've also been helping folks recently. If you do have like a lead up ramp till retirement, really trying to focus on building up a short term, like 6 to 12 month nest egg of emergency funds, just in case health issues or extra expenses pop up. And then if you do have a small cash reserve, Cargill does offer in-service distribution. So if you need money, typically the retirement time frame from when you retire till you can get a distribution takes about 3 to 5 weeks. Yeah. So if you need a distribution before then, or your cash reserve isn't built up enough, you could do an in-service distribution and set up your distribution quicker.
Nice. Yep. Nobody likes to get their cash flow disrupted, right?
That's
right. Something people don't think about. They're used to getting a check in their deposit or a check in the mail every 2 weeks or whenever, and then all of a sudden they've got to create their own checks. Yep. That switch takes, a month, like you're saying. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yep. Yeah, it's great that you pay attention to that detail. I know we did it without any notes or anything, and we did it real quickly. Did I miss anything?
Nope, that's it.
Yeah, we just want to give everybody a quick preview. It's kind of stuff that Ben specifically in our office works a lot with Cargill, and this is stuff that we walk you through all the time. So if you're stressed and worried about it, I think you can see Ben's pretty good at putting you at ease, and we have the tools that he can use to help you get the answers you're looking for. So want to reach out to us, reach out to Ben, set up that first appointment's easy, right?
Yeah, super easy. We'll just, we can send you a Cargill booklet beforehand to give you that checklist to kind of, so you know what to bring to that first meeting. Yeah. And then we'll put that plan together.
As a matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. So if you're curious and you want to see what this Cargill booklet looks like, just go ahead, and I think there's going to be a link somewhere on this video or on the description. Just do that and fill out the form, and we'll send the booklet out to you. And then if you want to follow up, or if you want us to follow up, we'll contact you, or you can contact us and take it from there.
Yep.
All right, Ben, thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you on the next one.
Yep.